so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do those things that will promote unity, happiness, and prosperity for Nigeria. Amen. Gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Joint Committee, Ethics, Public Petition, and that of Anticorruption, CCB CCT, and the rest. You're welcome to the committee. I will start by allowing members here on this side to introduce themselves. Thereafter, we will have an introduction, and then we'll start.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished senators here, the Secretariat, our invited guests. I am Prince Omokayode Moshood Akiolu. I represent Lagos Island Federal Constituency 2. I'm from Lagos State. I am the chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, which consists of ICPC, Code of Conduct Tribunal, Code of Conduct Bureau. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman, Co-Chair, distinguished colleagues, honorable members here present, invited guests. My name is Distinguished Senator Anthony Siakoyaro, representing the good people of Gombe South from Gombe State. I'm a member of this committee.
Good afternoon, Co-Chairman, the Chairman and the Co-Chairman, fellow colleagues, and our guest. My name is Honorable Engineer Dominic Okafo. I represent the good people of Atlanta Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State and a member of this committee.
Thank you very much. Please let me quickly announce one housekeeping. In the Senate, we don't clap. Please, we don't clap in the Senate. Thank you. People of Edo, South Central District, Edo State. By the grace of God, I'm the chairman of this committee. Welcome. Well, today we are having CCB and CCT for what we call the budget defense. Certainly, why we're here is to review the 2023 budget and the performance, and in light of that, to look at what you are proposed again for 2024. Hopefully, we should be able to project what we'll be able to do in this 2024 budget. But I have to remark, first of all, that from this side of the aisle, we are very serious about this procedure. This process is a very serious one. And we take it so seriously because the functions that you perform actually touch the common man and the street. And for that reason, the people, the common man, the people that we serve, which are the Nigerian people, must actually be served in the way that ought to be served. But I also will remark that having seen your budget proposal, we still believe that it is not enough if you are to do the job that we think you should do. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to defend the 2023 budget. We will do everything we can with cooperation of my co-chair and the House of Rep and the Senate to ensure that if we are going to send you to war, then we must also give you the proper ammunition to fight the war. So we are very much on that. And we do everything we can to support your ministries in this effort. Then we also beg you not to forget your mandate, which is to serve people. At the end of the day, what we are here to do is the service to our people. And so if we are in agreement with that, I think that we can all work together for that one purpose, which is to serve our country. So I thank you all for coming. I'm going to yield for my co-chair. I'm sure you have one or two things for us to tell. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Well, I discussed with you the other day. We looked at your budget and the role of Code of Conduct Bureau and the Tribunal internationally is a fundamental role you perform worldwide. But coming to Nigeria here, I see what is provided for you as grossly inadequate. The other committee, Senator of Anticorruption group, we all sat down and looked at it that we will need to speak with leadership. That for us to fight corruption or any conduct of any inadequate conduct, all the agencies must be adequately funded to meet up with the international standard demanded of you people. Well, I don't have much to say that we are looking deeply to see how we can further equip you financially and any other thing in order to make you do your duties very well. And I want to assure you, just as the Senator said, the National Assembly will do anything possible within our limit to ensure you carry your work effectively. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
All right. We're having the CCB first before we go to CCT. So please, let's have CCB tell us about the 2023 budget performance. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Introduction. We have introduced ourselves, but we also need to hear your names.
Distinguished Chairman, sir, let me start by introducing my humble self. My name is Barrister Murtala Ali Kankia, acting as the Chairman of Code of Conduct Bureau.
My distinguished Senator, Chairman of these Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, Senator Peter Maswell, and our wonderful distinguished Senator that are present here. Let me also appreciate and thank the President of our Chairman of the House Committee on Ethics, Anti-Corruption Agency for coming, and other members that are here. Well, of course, I remain Honorable E.J. Boanima, board member of Code of Conduct Bureau. So I want to thank my colleagues and those that came with us and those that were here to meet. Thank you for having us.
What is Mr. Chairman? The Senate Committee on Ethics and Chairman Anticorruption Agency, Prince, Honorable Prince Kiolu. And my name is Right Honorable Tawfiq Kolawale Obsada, member of the board, representing the good people of the Southwest. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Barrister Ben Umano, a member of the board. I represent the people of Southeast in this one. Distinguished Chairman of the committee and other members, my name is Dr. Nsika Ben, Director of Finance and Accounts, CCB. Thank you.
Distinguished Chairman, sir. My name is Aramide Atolago Atola, Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Distinguished Chairman, the Senate Committee on Ethics, and the Chairman, House Committee on Ethics. My name is Daniel Okafo, Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau. Thank you.
Distinguished Chairman, my name is Ijam Yare. Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Distinguished Chairman and other committee members, I am Anticorruption, Deputy Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Thank you.
One of our members just came in. Please give you the opportunity to introduce himself.
Co-chairman, senators here present, honorable colleagues, invited guests. My name is Honorable Murphy Sarah Murphy. I represent the entire people of the Africa Constituency. I'm from Abuja State. I'm a member of this committee. You are welcome.
Distinguished Chairman, Ethics, Privilege and Public Petition, Distinguished Chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, distinguished senators here present of this very important committee, distinguished honorable members of the Code of Conduct Bureau, distinguished Chairman, Code of Conduct Tribunal, distinguished directors. Mr. Chairman, we thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to come before you today to defend our budget performance report on the year 2023, as summarily shown in the table of content and elaborated under page 1 to 9, and also presenting our 2024 budget report, recurrent and capital. It is as captured in the table of content, which has also been elaborated in page 1 to 12. Permit me, Mr. Chairman, to say a little on the justification or otherwise of our request before you, while the technical aspect of the budget will be carried through by my Director of Finance, so that he can fully elaborate and maybe highlight on some vital issues. Permit me, distinguished Chairman, to say a little about the Code of Conduct Bureau, so that it will send message to all of us why we are making this humble and passionate appeal before you. As you all know, it is the creation of the Constitution under Section 159, was co-mandate as enshrined under Section A to G of Schedule 3 to number 5. Mr. Chairman, sir, we are saddled with the responsibility to collect assets, to receive assets for public officers in the federal, state, and local government for both political office holders and public officers in all the 36 states of the Federation, including federal capital and of course the headquarters. We are also to collect forms of over 700 MDAs in Abuja and elsewhere and all over the state of the Federation. We have also local government 774 who are expected to take care of those aspects across the Federation. Mr. Chairman, we have 34 offices across the Federation, including the FCT and the headquarters. It is manned by our officers. If you look at the number and the number of subjects we are expected to tackle within the shortest possible time, it is one of the justifications why we are making this passionate appeal before you for funding. The second aspect of our mandate is that we are expected to examine all the asset declaration made, after which the asset will be verified. The exercise involved conference verification, distinguished senators and honorable members. We also go on what we call field verification. All this is an aspect which we have to send our men to both state, local governments, and all locations of the NGOs across the Federation. It is something which requires funding. It is something which requires training. It is something which needs consistency in the course of discharging that assignment. Number three, distinguished senators, we have to ensure this is only when we go out of verification, because it's the only way to find or discover under declaration or anticipatory declaration, even if none of them happen. You see, without going outside to do this field work, there is no way for us to justify why we wanted to get more funding from this distinguished body. We are also to receive complaints from all over the federation. Like I mentioned earlier, we are receiving complaints from 774 local governments. We are receiving complaints from 36 states of the federation. We are receiving complaints from everywhere, even outside the country. And that is expected to be investigated diligently. You all know what it requires for investigation to be carried out. And after that investigation, we are expected, when there is a case to answer, we refer that matter to the Court of Conduct Tribunal for that matter to be prosecuted. When I talk of prosecution, distinguished senators and distinguished members, you know what it requires for prosecution to take place. When we are talking of prosecution, we are talking of diligent prosecution. All this requires funding, and I believe I'm speaking the mind of the distinguished senators and distinguished chairmen. The issue of budget is a very sad issue as far as this particular district is concerned. We want to go for training, no funding for that. We have shortage of staff. The salary, we are underpaid. There is no monetary allocation monthly for us to carry out our assignment. We have no office accommodation, distinguished senators. There is a lot of problems. If I go on, I will continue to mention it. I only lay a foundation, Honorable Chairman, so that members can see the justification why we need funding. And I believe this is the last bus stop. When we are here, we know you are able, you are capable, and I appreciate the introductory remarks of both the chairman, where I understand you key into our agenda so that we can be able to get funding to work for the country. Coming into the issue of Code of Conduct Bureau and of course the tribunal, though I'm not going to brief for them, you are doing the service for the nation, and I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we will make you proud. Thank you, distinguished chairman, for giving me this opportunity. While I seek your permission for the Director of Finance to go on with the technical aspect. Thank you very much.
The distinguished chairman of the committee and other members, all other protocols duly respected. Thank you so much, the acting chairman of CCB. And the acting chairman has given highlights to our constraints in the performance of 2023. And from the 2023 performance budget that has been given to us, on page 1, on Roman figure 1, is the content that gives us the highlights of the budget performance. On page 1 to 3 is the 2023 CCB Appropriation Act. Page 4 has the budget performance. Page 5 has the summary of recurrent and capital releases. Pages 6 to 7 has the overhead cost performance. On page 8 is capital performance.
Appropriated amount is 24. The release was 21. Your expenditure is 20. You have available balance of 922. You have spending funds of 3 million. Training. Retraining for your staff. But what you already have, you can't even you can't adjust it.
Chairman, thank you so much. Yeah, we run the system, and so we don't really want to exhaust our finances at any point in time. We do training, and it gets to a point that we apply caution because there could be an emergency in terms of needs. So when we spend, it gets to a particular point, we start applying caution in case an emergency comes up, which is why we are having that balance.
And distinguished Chairman, sir, maybe you need to highlight that sometimes the funding is not there. Even if we apply and then go for the training, there is no money to pay. So in some cases, we have to hold on. And as it is, as we are coming here, maybe that is what warranted that balance, which are not being utilized.
I understand that, but you say you have a balance. You say you have a balance. And if you add the balance to your expected, but that's what they owe you, that's some money too. So what I'm trying to say is that you help us to help you. That's the point I'm trying to make. You must help us to help you. If you don't have, if we are making the case for you that you don't have money to do certain things, you don't want to do certain things, but when your performances is telling us that you will exceed, in the sense that you have done training, we are in December now. I'm not sure you are sending anybody to training now in December, I'm not sure. So it remains a surplus. Yes?
They are outstanding commitments already, and that is on page 6.
I'm not on page 6, yes. Where is the outstanding commitment? I have cumulative, column F, cumulative expenditure. Column G, available balance, as of 12/12/23. And then budget implementation is 95.69. It's almost 100%.
Anyway, that one is approval gauge to commitment, please.
Which is
The last column.
The last one.
I? The I. J. Approval committed. So the 1,200,000 is committed. It's committed already. Yes. All right, but you understand? I hope you understand.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Committee, my brother who took over from me at the Global Africa Presidency, Honorable Professor, welcome, my dear senior colleagues, welcome back here. Sir, in addition to what has been narrated here, in the process of seeking for approval, it has always been difficult. Always been difficult. There's a huge setback. That is the reason why we have come to you, both the Senate Committee on Ethics and the House, Anticorruption, that there's a need for us to join hands together and to ask you for this big favor. What we are seeing here, sir, is not to write home about. Let's call it spade a spade. When we're talking about 1.2 million, approval that is already committed. Mr. Chairman, when we look at what we are expecting today in our dear nation, in terms of funding that is available, resources that is available for us to carry out our mandate, an assault, an aberration, that Code of Conduct Bureau, I'm not going to speak, I think, but we have sister agency, CCT, Code of Conduct Tribunal, and we haven't been, staff or fund. It is sad to me, I was in this house, I was a member of appropriations, that an agency enshrined in the Constitution of Federal Government of Nigeria, not even compared to the one that is created by an act, being funded with billions, 76 billion, 50-something billion.
Code of Conduct Bureau, the almighty anti-corruption agency in this country, based strangulated, not to function. I'm happy Mr. Chairman or both chairmen have spoken and said, except they don't want us to perform. If they don't want us to perform, then we should be told. When the staff are poorly paid, the administration is going to write them about. As of today, some of my staff can never come to work because they don't have enough money to enter transportation to come to the office. Some of them do come now maybe 2-3 times a week. Why? Because their salary, their wages cannot solve their problem. And here, we are, sir, we have 36 states, including FCT, and zonal offices, 6 geopolitical zones. And as I speak to you, sir, most of the states, we are squatting. Nothing to write home about, sir. We're talking about FCT. We have Asokoro, where we have one of our offices, where we have all the asset declarations, some of our directors, where they reside. Sir, that place today is no longer for us. We have been given a vision notice to leave the place. Where do we go? We are squatting. Federal Secretariat, Code of Conduct Bureau, that is an anti-corruption agency, should be separated for public market to a private place if we have to conduct our job judiciously. I think this committee is the last hope. We were here last year. Yes, we were supported, but the support wasn't, adhered to because of what happened, even though the National Assembly did their part to help us, but we were stopped along the way. So, Mr. Chairman, distinguished Senator, sir, we are appealing to you with the support of this wonderful committee, both the Senate and the House of Reps, that something needs to be done, because if really we want that the Code of Conduct Bureau is here to do the mandate given to it, so that at the end of the day, the President of the Federal Government of Nigeria, our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Clerk, invited guests, and gentlemen of the press. My name is, and respected members of the committee. My name is Honorable Hakim Kamila Adu, member representing the Abuja Federal Constituency of Kano State. Thank you.
Chairman, I really want you to voice up for this thing, all this is really, you have to be more proactive to ensure that something is done as a chairman. And therefore, that is okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any member?
Let's go to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mine is a comment. Mine is a comment. I believe when we do our creations in this country, we should have at the back of our mind for what we have created to be of value, to function. You cannot marry a woman to a man and render the man equal. If we are serious in fighting corruption, which is the brain of our problems here, most of anti-corruption agencies must be, and I underline, must be properly funded. For them to be independent, for them not to look elsewhere because they are human like us, for us to be able to say there should be punishment. I can see their budgets, I can see their bills. I think the road is 2 million. The issue, however, most agencies, it's just most of the anti-corruption agencies are having this problem.
and most agencies that are supposed to end the insanity in this nation having the same problem. So, Mr. Chairman, and your what I'm advocating is we look into their plight and go straight forward to do something so that tomorrow we'll be able to oversight anywhere they are there. Stop that. Thank you. I'm Senator Parker.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kankia, for good exhortation. I didn't know you could walk this wide. All civil servants in this country, all politicians in this country. Because I remember I went to collect my. So I think it's enormous. The magnitude is really deep and wide. So I followed my voice to the previous speakers, my colleagues, on trying to put some reasonable flesh to your system so that this skeleton can walk. Yes. And it's magic squeezing water from stone for you to achieve these major resources. Likewise the CCT. But that's not to say that we are bribing, our hands are clean. Thank you.
Appropriated autonomy and what they release, what they release is 3.6 million. So why would they look at it? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The problem is, throughout the state, throughout the federation, almost 27 or 29 states are on one stage. When we talk about we have accessed that sort of money, we are owing a lot of money, all the states. We only appeal to our governors, who at times render their help to assist us. Even in time of vehicle, the board member don't have vehicle, not to talk of directors. No state offices has a vehicle. We rely on the state governor who assists at times. The whole thing is pathetic, sir. That's why I'm happy both committee key into our objective, what the vision we have for that organization. Because looking at the whole sector, from the state down, from federal capital down to the state, if we rely on what's on the ground, we can't do anything, sir. Even to print a declaration form is a problem. The state is supposed to be having between 40 to 50 forms every year. And we discover that they will be begging for 3,000, 1,000 forms. And we find it very difficult to get them. It's everywhere, sir. Thank you very much.
Sorry, you said you rely on states and governors to give you certain logistics.
Yes, sir. What we do is that some of the buildings we are using are either federal or state buildings. As secretariats in our state, in various states. And when we have them like that, even when some commissioners or some MTC can come and say, we are using our building, we have to run back to the government and say, the building we gave us to assist us, social offices are coming that we should leave. And we don't call them and say, no, we allow them to go. That's what we said.
No, I agree. So that means in those states that you run to their governors, it means you're not carrying your work.
We are.
No, because I cannot be a governor, I'll give you something and you take money. I cannot be a governor, I'll throw out of my property. So I just want to clarify that. It means
No, we don't compromise that.
There's no way, you're not well equipped and you're running to the executive for everything you need to do that. You carry your job as you're expected to do them. I think we need to really take this up when we go back to our respective national assemblies. Thank you.
Anyone? All right. In the absence of meeting. Now, sit down. Thank you.
Honorable Member, Chairman, Honorable Chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, distinguished senators, good afternoon. My name is Justice Aladi Yakubu Umar. I'm the Chairman of the Conduct Tribunal.
Distinguished Chairman of this committee, Chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, fellow committee members, my name is Abdul Malik Shai. I'm the Chief Registrar of the Tribunal. Thank you. Good afternoon. Distinguished Chairman, Honorable Chairman, my name is Olasun Boluseyeson, Director of Acting and Plans.
Distinguished Chairman and honorable members, I am Othman Agai Shuaib, a Director with Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Good afternoon, distinguished Chairman and other members present. My name is Akinola Wahid Akonji, Deputy Director of Procurement. Thank you.
Distinguished Chairman, sir, and distinguished Chairman on Anti-Corruption, honorable distinguished members on the table, and also the members. My name is Salma Suleiman. I'm also Director of Anticorruption. Thank you.
My name is the existing prospect. My name is Odomo Odomo, the head of ICT Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Well, thank you. Distinguished Senator Walton, as we are introducing yourselves, let me give you the opportunity to also introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. My name is Mr. Mohammed. Now, I represent the South State.
Chairman is the chairman of our time. All right, Honorable, please tell us about your 2023 budget performance.
Yes, sir. Distinguished Chairman, sir, on the part of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, the summary of the budget performance as at 31st of October 2023 stands this. For overheads under appropriation, we have 247,451,497 naira.
What page are you?
That's page 1. Overhead appropriations 247,451,497 naira, which is translating to 19 million every month for overhead. The releases so far is 123,725,748 naira from Kobo. And then for expenditure is 123,697,069 naira 51 kobo. And spend balance is 28,678 naira 61 kobo. And performance based on appropriation is 49.9%, while performance based on releases is 99.97%. Under the personnel, for appropriation is 615,761,429 naira 0 kobo, while releases stands at 513,134,524 naira 17 kobo. And for expenditure is the same, 513,134,524 524 naira 17 kobo. Performance based on appropriation is 83.3%, while percentage based on releases is 100%. As for capital, under appropriation, they gave us 39,553,577 naira 0 kobo. Releases is 19,771,788 naira 50 kobo. While expenditure stands at 19,771,788 naira 0 kobo. Performance based on appropriation is 50%, while percentage based on releases is 100%. So this is the summary of the performance, budget performance as at 31st of October 2023. And if there's any other, the director, if there's any other question, the director of budget can be able to explain in details the technical aspect of it. Thank you very much.
But let's quickly observe this.
Yes, sir.
On the second page, on capital.
Yes, sir.
It says appropriation 39 million to 543,577. And you say receipt as of this October, the whole amount?
No, 19. We received as at October, we received the sum of 19 million.
Yeah, that's what I say, page 1. What is page 2? Tell me a different story.
Page 2, no, that one is basically for the appropriation for capital. Capital is standing now. The 2023 capital is 39.
No, it says appropriation received.
No, it's appropriation. That's the provision. That provision is 39. 39,543.
You say received.
Okay.
Maybe I'm confused.
Okay, 2023 budget was received. No, I think it's a
received to appropriation.
What we received.
You still received.
I think it's a technical error.
Yes. It's an error.
It's an error. It's an error.
Right.
It's not received, sir.
So what you are not saying that what you receive is what?
What we actually received as at October, the releases is 19,771,788.50. So which is about 50% of the appropriation. So the balance is still being expected. See, I think some of these projects, we have some of these projects that were approved for us under ARGP then, that was 2021 to 2025, but it was later changed to NDP. But at the time they conceptualized all these projects for us, so the amount that is standing here is the appropriation. Like for this purchase of vehicles, utility vehicles, the amount was 95,831,000. It was spread across about 5 years, 2021 to 2021 to 2025. And as of 2023, the only provision that was made at the amount is 8 million, only 8,043,577
for 5 years.
For us to get this thing for 5 years. So this is the challenges that we have been facing over the years. We have made a series of efforts to see improved funding. Even we made a series of cases, even at budget office, but the thing is always turned down. And even the last year's budget defense, we made the same case, but we have never gotten any reasonable result. And sincerely, we just have to be very, very factual and realistic here, because considering the position and the importance of code of conduct in the fight against this corruption. And sincerely, if because here, whatever we are doing here, we are standing before humans and God. So we have to say the position the way it is. Honestly, Tabana has been having it rough in terms of funding. In fact, vehicles, we don't have vehicles. Even to organize these cities, that one has always been difficult for us. Even the training of staff has been difficult.
And the worst of it all is the one that they even gave us this 2023, this 39 million. Honestly, it was so shocking. And that 39 was to cover about 4 outstanding ongoing projects. I think which are captured here. We have a separate sheet for this one here. We have establishment of law library. 77 was provided, but so far amount that was released was 45 million, and the project is still ongoing. Inflation has worsened the value, so and the percentage of work done is around 60%. The installation of CCTV camera is the only one that has been fully completed. The repair and the acquisition of office, if you go to our headquarters, honestly, it's an eyesore. You come to our headquarters at a Jabi office, nobody will believe that, yes, Tribunal is the only anti-corruption body that is enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. People come there and they show sympathy to us. And now, then the digitization of records and the management process of CCT also, we have about 140 million provided from 2021 for the project in 2021. But as today, we have about 69 million released, and they having about 50% completion. That one is already stopped because of the inflation that is pervasive now. Then we have this establishment of virtual cost system. That one we have about 99 million for the project. That's the project cost as of 2021, and the release so far, as I think it's just about. I think that one has been completed. We have completed that one 100%. That establishment of virtual court, that one we struggle to do that one. So we have completed that one. But the other critical ones are this establishment of law library, this revolution of office, because it's in the applicated state. And even we have about 5 zonal offices, no money. We built ourselves. We built those structures, but if you go to those areas now, some of them they are not. In fact, they are terrible, and no lack of maintenance because the money is not provided. So even in fact, the distinguished chairman and the committee on ethics and the House of honestly, our condition is pitiable. I think the summary of it all is just to see how you can please come into our rescue and ensure that yes, Tribunal is put on the desktop, at least for us to function properly. Because exactly we cannot continue to make rhetorics. So I think that's the appeal, sir.
Distinguished Chairman, sir, the tribunal, as it were, is only one tribunal for the entire country, and there are only 3 judges.
3 judges for you?
3 judges for the entire country. Only 3 of us, myself and 2 other judges. Only one panel that we have to go. We are supposed to go around the entire country, and that is why, because of the lack of funding for travels and tours, we cannot be able to go across the country generally. Sometimes we have to stay in Abuja and ask people to come from various places. And some of the people that are actually being charged before the tribunal, some of them are even secondary school teachers from so many places, far and wide. Some of them cannot even come to the tribunal here for their charges. So that is why we are really appealing to you, Honorable Sir, so that you can at least look at our situation and see how you can augment it, so that for us to perform optimally and efficiently. So that is the pain of the matter.
My Lord?
Yes, sir.
I was about to ask that question before you said it. Like we said earlier on, I would say you are very lucky because Chairman in the Senate is a very senior legal practitioner, same as me, even though my senior was called in 1980 something, I was called in 2007. He was called in 85, I was called in 2007, but fate has made us join together. I know what it is, because I was about to ask you that, how do you go to researchers to do research? Because I've seen you several times and all cases and everything that you sit on, but I don't know, is it that you use your personal funds? Because the way things are, it means you must have been using your personal funds to do research and to do other things. So I want to ask this question now. How many years have you been facing this? Just let me put that to you. Thank you. How many years have you been doing? Because it sounds very ridiculous and unbelievable. I just wonder, how many years is that?
It's more than 12 years. More than 12 years. This has been going on for more than 12 years. Even though there was even a bill that was an executive bill presented to the 9th Assembly for the increment of the number of judges. And the Senate committee at that time actually did pass it, but of course there was no concurrence from the House of Representatives. So the matter is still in limbo. So we have been facing this challenge ever since I became the chairman in 2011. And I do believe that also my predecessors in office were also facing the same challenge as well. So this has always been the situation, sir.
Sorry, sir. And you know, because of this perennial underfunding, in fact, we made the effort to even see Mr. President, the immediate past President, President Muhammadu Buhari. Why we couldn't get, because we made some presentations to him on how best to even restructure the CCT and provide good funding. But the problem there was that the audience was granted, I think that was about the twilight of his administration. So we couldn't get some of those requests passed. And it showed interest. It was recorded, it was documented, because we've been making efforts so that it will not look as if maybe we are comfortable with the way and manner that things are run in CCT. Honestly, staff are demoralized. Honestly, we don't have staff buses. We don't have vehicles. In fact, the last purchase of vehicles, I think, was almost about 8 or 9 years ago. So we have to get all these first graded vehicles, and it's pitiable. Honestly, the concern is pitiable. It does appear that if there's anything that you can put through, even the Application Committee, honestly, will be most honored and appreciative of the effort, and to see that yes, we are out of this doldrum that we have. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I observed something. If I may refer you to your page 10. If you look at the budgetary provision and the releases in 2022, it was quite a little bit, not just to say impressive, because the budgetary allocation is 138, and the releases of 103 million was mentioned. But surprisingly, in 2023, the budgetary, okay, even if you look at 2022, if you look at that, then surprisingly in 2023, I don't know what happened. From 138 now to 59 million. What happened?
So, the something is that, you know, then they said because the government was facing funding challenges and that, you know, the funding is difficult. We actually struggled. We have series of letters that we wrote to budget office, even the then Minister of Finance, because we actually harmonized some of these challenges and were packaged. And in fact, nobody could even say, okay, maybe these people, maybe they are just out to, maybe just to steal money. Because the passion was there to work. Actually, like me, I was personally involved. We got to the minister's office. In fact, we pushed through the then permanent secretary, special duties, Federal Minister of Finance. But even for us to get this extra budgetary funding, but it was never granted. And this service wide, and that was what prompted us to see Mr. President then, President Muhammadu Buhari. We were in audience with him, and he showed sympathy. Honestly, that this 2023 budget is something that is so embarrassing. And over there's something you can do in budget, except you have people that can actually push for you. And that is why at this level we believe that yes, with your influence, I think, because even going by this 39 million is something like that 138, sir, that 138 that was meant for about the existing for ongoing projects, out of that 138 you could see 34 million was not released. It was not released, not fully funded, not fully released. 103 million out of 100. So now we are still going the contract that was supposed to even complete the job as at that period.
The most important aspect is that even the fund that we repeated 39 million, yes, only 19 million.
No. Yes, as of October now, 19 million is still handling.
This is very sorry.
All right, gentlemen, I think we've had enough of the 2023. I'm looking at your going to capital rent. So did you, my colleague just drew my attention to the fact that, do you have any permanent buildings to call your home?
Yes, we do have our headquarters, and then we have the zonal court halls in Kaduna, in Calabar, in Bauchi, Enugu, and Akure. So these are the court halls that we have and offices.
So the rest you rent? You rent the other offices? Or state?
For the other ones, yeah, at the secretariat, state secretariat of those various states. That is where we have our offices.
Given by the state governors.
Sorry, sir?
Given by the state governors.
No. Given by the state government. No, sir. So we built, we have a zonal.
No, that's something that the one you didn't build with any other places you are illegal in the country.
Yes, sir. No one given to us by any governor. Federal secretary. And so we have our headquarters at Jabi here, the one that we built, that the government built for us. But it's very massive. For us to maintain that, we need to come to that and see the structure. The structure is massive, and honestly, the whole thing is not looking fine. Where is your office?
Jabi district. Ibrahim Kigo Road. Ibrahim Kigo Road. That's our zonal office in Kaduna. And Court Hall. That's why, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm a little confused. You say that you are currently staying in a rented property and that you need monies to pay for your rent.
Yes.
In Lagos, you have a building, a massive building that you cannot maintain. So this is a problem because now we're looking at appropriating monies for you to get a place, but the place doesn't have to be too big. I believe that is what you people are trying to do.
The rent distinguished is actually for the Lagos office.
Okay.
We have a building of our own for the headquarters in Abuja here.
Okay.
We have our own personal building located at Jabi ITV.
Okay.
So the money we're asking for is for the rent for the office in Lagos.
In Lagos? In
Lagos. Yes, sir.
Okay, so can we not, because Chairman, I have a problem, and this is quite personal for me. There is a preponderance of prodigality, total avoidance of frugality in the day-to-day runnings of government, and it bothers me. You see, the issue of having monies appropriated for rent, I have a problem with it, especially given the fact that there is no domestically generated revenue that comes from your agency, and it's a respectable argument. So what if, sir, well, of course we will take time and ponder upon what you've said, but I don't think renting a place is ideal. Even if we must rent a place, maybe we'll do it for 2024. But this is an agency that is here to stay. Therefore, I strongly believe that you should have your permanent site, but not as big as the one, the office you said you have in Jabi and in Jabi. Am I correct?
Yes, correct, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
My Lord, he's not a lawyer, so he doesn't know maybe building being big or not. It's the size of anywhere you are. Like Lagos has to be the biggest.
Gentlemen, any more questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not a question, but that was what I wanted to say also. For you to think of having a permanent solution for the rent, Chairman, because we can't just be funding money from appropriation just for rent. Because if we did for 2024, then 2025 will be back asking for another funding for a rent. So we need a permanent solution for that. And I believe Chairman and other members of the committee will look into it and we'll find a solution to it. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
I think if I understand you, this issue of rank, yes, is something that we can ponder over. But the thing is that you operate in the 36 plus 1 state of the federation, that's 37. Yes. And you even operate in local government headquarters, right? Yes. And so what do we have 774 local governments? Yes. 774 local governments. So it's a challenge. At some point you're still going to rent. I'm not saying you're not going to rent. Because you cannot have buildings in all these places. You federal government doesn't have that. So we're going to sit down, I'm going to review this again and again. But at least I know that we're all in agreement that given the nature of your commission and what it does, it should be strengthened. Like one of my colleagues, I think, he said we need to give the bone some flesh so that we're able to move. And so we'll try to see how we can do that so that we can serve the general public. But that's what we do. And that's the whole reason why the commission was set up. And if that mandate is going to fail, then we need to support you every way we can. So unless there's anything from others, doesn't tell us, then I'll say that we eat for now, and then we'll talk. So, motion for adjournment, can you help us with this motion for adjournment?
I, Honorable Kayode Akiolu, Chairman House Committee on Anti-Corruption House Representative, hereby move a motion for this sitting to be adjourned and sit down.
Honorable, I think I'm representing the Federal Constituency in Kano State. I so second this chairman.
Given the adjournment, I will adjourn this meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. In discharging its constitutional mandates.
So what page is that?
Page 2, please. This is an extension of what we have just mentioned. It shows the summary of personnel costs of 2,027,000, overhead of 514 million, and then, okay, with a total recurrence of 2.541 billion. And so when you add the capital provision of 154 million, you have the ceiling, the total budget ceiling of 2.695, which we earlier mentioned. On page 4 of the performance budget is the presentation of the appropriation, 2023 appropriation, showing personnel costs, overhead, and both of them will make up the total recurrence. And so when you have the capital, you add the capital, you have the total budget. So the analysis is there on page 4. And so you look at the 2023 annual appropriation of 2,027, which is handled by Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, out of which 2 billion were 205,000 has been released, and that is in the Office of the Accountant General, showing a performance budget of 99.28%. The expenditure is 2,129,250. 53,000. The next line is the overhead, which shows 514,008,743. Releases up to date is 342,672,495. Releases have only been made up to August. So we still have some outstanding months. So the performance for overhead stands at 66.67%. The expenditure is 333,853,000. We have an available balance of 8.8 million. So we are still expecting the sum of 171 million naira from the budget office or from the Federal Ministry of Finance. The capital of 154 million is the appropriation for 2023, out of which we have received so far 152 million, representing 98.94%. We have an outstanding of 1.499 million. The performance there is 99%. So the other details, for the 2023 performance are there on pages 6 to 7. But we have gone ahead to comply with the requirements of the National Assembly by providing the information on page 9, which is the list of contracts, the contractors, the releases that have been made to them. That's on page 8. And so on page 9, finally, we have a table showing. Page 9, please. We have the project description on page 9, please. The appropriation and the names of the contractors, they are listed there on page 9. With the balance outstanding. So distinguished senators and other house members, that is a summary.
We have distinguished members and honorable that came in while we talked. So let's give them the opportunity to introduce themselves to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Co-Chair, distinguished senators and honorable members. You are welcome, our visitors and guests. My name is Engineer Patrick C. Ndubwese. I represent Imo North Central District in the Senate, the member of this committee. Thank you.
The chairman, co-chair, senior senators, honorable members, my name is Honorable Abdullahi Balarabe Dewey, representing Babu Gambia Federal Constituency.
Can you tell us what the challenges are? What are the challenges as a bureau?
Thank you so much, distinguished chairman. The challenges of the bureau stems from its underfunding. As earlier enumerated by the acting chairman, the Bureau is highly constrained because as we speak, the rented office of the Bureau at Sokoro has been sold, and the Bureau has been given an eviction notice. And that is where the asset declaration forms and the rest of the sensitive documents of the Bureau are accumulated. So the Bureau is really in a precarious position as we speak, which is why we are running to the National Assembly for rescue. And that transcends other aspects of funding. The Bureau is expected to be up and running in terms of training, in terms of collaboration with other anti-corruption agencies. But without funding, you cannot do anything. The office environment is in a very dilapidated state. The staff are demoralized. They cannot be trained. They cannot put in their best. And of course, the going concern status of any organization depends on the workforce. Organizations all over are beginning to place a value on the human assets of an organization. So we will rely on the National Assembly for intervention. Thank you so much.
Thank you. As we were speaking, my eyes came in, so please let him introduce himself.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, our colleagues from the House, our guests. My name is Senator Ibrahim Khalid. I represent Kaduna North Central District of Kaduna State, and by the grace of God, the Vice Chairman of this committee. Thank you.
All right, let's get to business here. On your overhead performance, page 6.